analysts had suspected that what was going to happen in Kiambaa was a pop Jubilee candidate duly elected. Many people expected that. And this is why I was very fascinated by the fact that UDA had already thoroughly prepared a response to possible rigging by Jubilee. Rigging by state machinery. You see, if state machinery wants a seat, they'll get it. Kenyans know that. But it didn't happen. Yeah, and UDA grabbed that seat and went into wild celebrations. You know, in this life, when people start behaving out of character, you need to get very worried. And the truth is, the Jubilee High Command and those close to the president are behaving out of character. And that should worry UDA. Yes, they have won the seat and embarrassed the president in his own backyard. But the president and his team are not behaving like people are embarrassed. What is really happening here? Now, leading up to this particular by-election, UDA hyped and advertised this as a contest between the president and his deputy. UDA promised us that they're going to show Kenyans how the deputy president is more popular, even where the president comes from, his home ground. The clear message from UDA was, we're going to teach President Uhuru Kenyatta a lesson. You know, it is more than interesting that Kiambaa is the constituency where a man called Koinange was member of parliament for decades for the sake of younger Kenyans. Honorable Koinange, the late, not the immediate past member of parliament, was Jomo Kenyatta's right-hand man. Yep, Uhuru Kenyatta's father, the first president of Kenya. Right-hand man and very close buddy. So, although other members of the kitchen cabinet faced stiff competition in general elections, for instance, Njoroge Mungai, who was a nephew to Jomo Kenyatta, was even voted out in Dagoretti constituency. But Jomo never ever allowed his close buddy, Koinange, kusumbuliwa in Kiambaa. So although somebody can pretend we had competitive elections for this parliamentary seat during the lifetime of Jomo Kenyatta as president of Kenya, the truth is there were no elections in this constituency. Every time elections came, you would be sure Mbiu Koinange anarudi. And so, in the very unlikely event that maybe Uhuru faced problems in 2017 in the Mount Kenya region, and he needed to count which constituencies were with him and which ones were not, you can be sure Kiambaa would have been put together with his own Gatundu South as constituencies where he would have absolutely no problem. I think now you understand a little better, the embarrassment UDA are talking about, and the ones they gunned for and got, or so they think. Now, before we go into the shocking reason, why the president and his men look bored about what has happened in Kiambaa instead of embarrassed, let us get a few political facts straight. In my view, it is not accurate to write a screaming headline indicating that Kiambaa was going to be a superiority contest, a flexing of muscles between the deputy president and the president. For the simple reason that Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to be a presidential candidate in 2022. Let's face it, you're doing your final term in office. You're going through your last few months in office. Are you looking for popularity? No, you're looking for a legacy. In my view, this central province hullabaloo and drama being caused by the deputy president is a strategic mistake for somebody who wants to win the 2022 presidential race. Let me put it this way. If you're in a war, in a battle, what you want to do is to win the battles that matter most. Now, does Central Province matter to the Deputy President in 2022? In my view, no. Now, you need to understand our Kikuyu brethren very well, and Central Kenya region, and how they think and vote, to understand what I'm saying. Yeah, but of course many people don't seek understanding. Yeah, they rubbish what their emotions don't like. Yeah, but we don't do that on this channel. We face political reality on this channel, and that reality is that the Mount Kenya region can give you a lot of things. They can give you a parliamentary seat. The truth is that historically they have always been very emotional voters. Yeah, and the people there will not hesitate to stand up to you and show you that you're nothing. That is something they really enjoy doing. Ask the colonial government. The powerful Queen's government during colonial days feared the House of Mumbi. They were unpredictable. And if they didn't like you, they would not hesitate at any opportunity to show you clearly they don't like you, period. And they'll never like you. And they love political games. But when you want Central Kenya to give you a vote for the presidency of the Republic, even when you hail from that community, that's a whole different ballgame. If I were the deputy president wanting to vie for the presidency, my strategy in Central would be much more low-key, not confrontational. And I'm assuming the big prize the deputy president is after is the presidency. I am assuming that he does not want to prove a point, so much so that he loses focus on what he really wants. The other thing to take note of that cannot be ignored is the difference in votes between the UDA winner and the Jubilee runner-up. It was a mere 500 votes. In Western Kenya, amongst my Luhya relatives, that is too few people to belong to two families. Waluhya wako wengi na familia zinakuanga kubwa. And so if you have a gathering of two families, a small gathering of two families, if 500 people turn up, that's a low turnout. I kid you not. That margin was close, which is a bit puzzling for anybody who was on the ground in Kiambaa during campaigns. If you were, you would be sure UDA were going to win by a landslide. It never happened. Why? It is very simple. Things are not what they seem. If you sit down and look at the cold facts, things are not what they seem. The deputy president has won a seat in President Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard. And President Uhuru Kenyatta is not running for the presidency again. About a year to the next elections. 13 months. Approximately to the next elections. And the deputy president has won a seat by a narrow margin, 500 votes, in the president's backyard. And the president is not running again. So what? Okay, I confess, if the whole point here was for the deputy president to prove a point, to show the president who he really is, that he can snatch a seat very close to the president, and therefore he must be more popular than the president. If that was the objective, UDA have won big. And congratulations are in order. But my next question would be, now, can we get on to the presidency? How does this help you win the presidency of Kenya? You know, the deputy president is a very smart man, very smart politician, very brilliant strategist. But he has one very major weakness that could lose him the presidency. Emotions. Emotions ni nyingi. You people did this to me, I will show you. You know, that kind of thing. And in politics, that can finish you. Because it causes you to take your eyes off the ball, your main objective. The deputy president has spent a fortune in Kiambaa. Kiambaa residents are very happy with him. In these hard times, wameangukia pesa. They've gotten a lot of money. I am sure there are many in Kiambaa whose lives have been changed by this by-election. Yeah, they're going to start a business soon. But where did the budget come from? Did it come from the main budget for presidential campaigns for the deputy president? If those funds came from the main presidential campaign budget, that was a mistake. Those are funds which would have been put to better use elsewhere. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe Kiambaa votes are so significant in number that if you get them, you have a good chance of winning the presidency. Explain to me so that I understand. Now, I know supporters of the deputy president are very angry at me from these remarks I've just made. But for those who want to understand, I'm sure now you understand a little better why the deep state and those close to the president stayed out of Kiambaa. Even David Murathe was not seen anywhere near Kiambaa. He didn't go to say hi to any of his buddies there. And trust me, he has many in that constituency because his late father was very close to Jomo. But I'm sure if he was going somewhere and has to pass Kiambaa, I'm sure he took alternative routes away from Kiambaa. Now you understand why. You know, Jubilee's loss in Kiambaa was very predictable long before the elections. And there are many things a powerful government can do to reverse that situation. But they did nothing. Now, I know a few people tell me, no, chiefs are on the ground. Government people are harassing people. Well, my question is, are you new to politics? People on the ground will always want to please the government. Yeah? Wapate promotion. Ama wapate kitu. You can be sure there were many government officials in Kiambaa who had something to do with Kiambaa who wanted to be heroes to President Uhuru Kenyatta by delivering the seat to him under very difficult circumstances. And some of them may even tell you they were sent from State House. Yeah. But the reality in this part of the world is if the government wants something badly enough, the government will get it. There is something else that the behavior of the president's men tells us, which we have discussed in this channel in recent times. And it is this. They have a card, a special card, an ace, up their sleeve. There is something they know that we don't know about 2022. Kiambaa constituency is of no consequence as far as their 2022 plan is concerned. In my view, somebody must have realized, along the way, that actually the president's men were being lured into these contests, which are not important to them. And that person must have said, hey guys, hold on a minute. Why are we so concerned about these by-elections? How are they going to help us in 2022? If this man wants to win all of them, give him. Let him win them. Itamsaidia nini? Itatoa ugali gani kwa sufuria zetu? Let's not waste our time and our funds and our resources. Let's stay focused on what we want to do. Tuachane na hii side shows. Folks, that is my gut feeling. And if I was a member of the deputy president's inner circle, I would advise, guys, wacha tutulize boli. Yeah, these guys were so laid back in this last by-election. Let us also be laid back. We see how they respond. And meanwhile, let us focus on our main objective. Yeah, let's not waste time with these by-elections. And resources. If it is proving a point, we have proved a point. Let's move on. And in any case, the votes in these by-elections don't count in the presidential votes for 2022. They don't. Guys, you know, in this life, all of us make that mistake. We often let our emotions get the better of us. And we abandon our main objectives and our main goals to prove a point to somebody. Huyu mtu alinionyesha madharau, nitamuonesha. And you waste a lot of time and a lot of resources proving a point to somebody. You even go and hire a very expensive car to go to the village to prove to those villagers who are saying you don't have money that actually you have money. That's how we behave. Meanwhile, you're taking your eyes off the ball. You're wasting time. You're wasting resources towards your main objective. Okay, now the villagers respect you more. So what? So what? The villagers now know you have money. Yeah, from that hired car. So, what happens next? And now when it comes to a presidential candidate cannot afford to lose focus. 13 months to a general election. Strategically, your troops are getting very tired. And the main battle has not even started. That has to be a political mistake. Even if the deputy president has so much money, it can never get finished. And so let's leave resources out of the equation. There's something called time. Time waits for no man. You cannot afford to lose time. You can lose money because you'll make it again. But once you lose time, it's gone. It is clear that the Handshake brothers, the president's team, have realized that time and resources are limited, and therefore they're focusing those on what really matters. As far as President Uhuru Kenyatta's exit strategy is concerned. Now, if you've liked this video, please remember to give me a like. And let me also remind you very quickly before I go that today is the last day for our super special offer. Just listen in to the details. And then rush and do the needful before midnight tonight, Saturday the 17th of July 2021, Kenyan time. Many times on this channel, I have described the upcoming 2022 general elections in Kenya with a Swahili very popular Kenyan expression as follows: Kimeumana kuumana. Oh yes. And maybe many on this channel have not been able to fully understand what I'm really driving at. What is the worst that can happen? What can really happen? What is this that kimeumana kuumana? Really, what is it? I know many of you are asking. In my latest weekly intelligence briefings number 60, I cover one of these areas
that is really scary about our upcoming elections. And it is a trend that we have seen very clearly from the last two elections, the last two general elections. Of course, I'm talking about 2013 and 2017. It is a trend that is deadly, to say the least. Before the 2013 general elections, we had the death from a helicopter crash of the late Professor George Saitoti, who, by the way, had already announced that he was vying for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. But was it really an ordinary helicopter crash? There is a lot of information in the public domain that suggests it was not. And I covered this in great detail in Weekly Intelligence Briefings, number 60. Now let me give you another quick example. In the run-up to the 2017 general elections, indeed very close to those elections, about a month before those elections, the CS internal at the time, a man called Joseph Nkaiseri, suddenly passed on from what we were told was a heart attack. A sudden heart attack just before the general elections. And then we had the still unsolved mystery of the gruesome murder of IEBC computer guru, the late Kshs. In my view, the stakes were very high in 2013. They were higher in the 2017 elections. And they're highest, a lot higher, in the 2022 upcoming general elections. Now, there are details which unfortunately I cannot share on this public channel that are included in my WAB number 60 that will just blow your mind. No kidding, no exaggerating. And on this channel, it is our tradition to analyze our politics in our beloved country a lot more deeply than many others do. I'm not saying we're the best. I'm not bragging. But we make an effort to analyze politics very deeply. And therefore, the analysis of this highly sensitive area must be done. Otherwise, we will be cheating our subscribers and indeed our fans and followers if we somehow leave it out conveniently from our deep analysis, because it is all part of the upcoming Kimeumana Kuumana 2022 general elections. Now, times are hard. There's no doubt about that. And many of you, my beloved fans and followers of this channel, may many times feel that you're being left out because of the relatively high cost of being a Weekly Intelligence Briefings subscriber. But I have great news for you today. For the next 4 days, from the day this video was published, you will be able to become a temporary subscriber for the Weekly Intelligence Briefings for 2 whole months for only 9.95 Kenya shillings, or $9.95. This has been the special offer for a monthly subscription, but now you can get 2 months. And even for those who your subscription has expired, you can now extend it for 2 whole months for only $9.95, or Kenya shillings 9.95 only. Go for it. I'm afraid you only have 4 days. In my opinion, the current special offer for a whole year And even for lifetime subscription, you never need to pay again, is also very reasonable, very low. So please take advantage. This offer will not remain forever. Indeed, it is going to end very soon, if I can give you a heads up. Those who normally pray for a lovely, beloved motherland, I urge you to step up your prayers concerning our next general elections. Until next time, this is Kshs. Kumekucha.